is right now. All right. Kind of in the shadow here, but I think it'll be all right. Welcome, everyone. Happy to have you here. Thanks for jumping on. We're back to Monday again. Those Mondays, they just keep coming, I guess. Nothing wrong with a Monday, though. Always a good, kind of look forward to Monday sometimes. It's just like it's like a reset button every week, you know? At least you talk yourself back into having all kinds of great intentions and then see what happens. The fun of life. Anyway, here we are. We're on our mats. Sticking with this Monday-Wednesday format a little bit longer. And we will probably have a break from this in the coming months. We'll talk about that when it gets closer. I've had a lot of people asking me if I'm going to go back to teaching more online classes. Maybe. For the time being, probably not any more than this because I'm teaching in studio classes as well. And on days that I teach online classes and in studio, sometimes that's 4 or 5 classes a day for me. And that's more yoga than I would ever recommend anyone else to do. So I'm not going to recommend that for myself either. There is such a thing as too much of something, even if it is a good thing, and that's too much yoga. So for now, we'll just stick with Monday and Wednesday. We'll see what happens as we move forward, but I'm happy to have you guys on with me at least twice a week for now. We've been keeping this class just shy of an hour so that people who are actually on some kind of noon hour break can get back to whatever it is they are up to at the time, or just have a little bit of wiggle room at the end before we move into the afternoon. So here we are. Let's get going. We're going to work hips and low back today. That's the plan. I find that if you're working on a very specific part of the body, it's better to keep the sequencing simple because you're going to get a lot more time to just not have to think. Let your brain take a little breather and really feel the postures. Repetitive is another thing that happens a lot when we're working on a very specific part of the body, that you want to keep coming back to the same sensation over and over again. That way you can just have a better feel of how your body's responding, and that's what yoga is all about, right? It's just a conversation with your body, back and forth, conversation with the mind. No expectations or anticipation, just really staying with where you're at. And so that's the plan. And we're going to start this little sequence out, this little practice out this morning, just in any comfortable forward fold of your choice from a seated position. So I'm going to pick Paschimottanasana and stretch my legs out in front and just let my back kind of slump and round and start with that. If you would rather put the bottoms of your feet together or sit cross-legged or any other posture that feels good, go right ahead. We're going to use this minute just to simply slow things down. Starting, as always, with the breath. And it may help you to actually exaggerate your breath for the first few moments. To really draw as much air in on your inhale as you can and exhale it out. It's okay to exhale out your mouth right now. You don't need to have any particular stylized pranayama, no particular breath practice. In these first few moments, it's just about paying attention. And you're safe and sound at home on your mat, so, breathe. Don't be afraid to fill up the chest, the belly, the lungs, and exhale completely. And then pick 3 things that you are willing to let go of today. Maybe you just started your week on kind of a sour note, or if there's something that was on your mind and you know it's not worth hanging on to anymore. Maybe this week you're going to let go of feeling like you're not doing enough, or that you're not getting enough done on a daily basis just because we don't have the same access to things that we used to. Let that go. You're exactly where you're supposed to be. You're doing enough. You are enough. Anything else there that's on the mind, just use these next 3 deep exhales to try to let go. Offer it up. Make it your intention for the rest of practice to just take things one breath at a time, one moment at a time. Right here, right now. And we're just coming off a big new moon on Saturday. And so it's always nice to just start those new cycles with letting a few things go from the old round, right? Come on up from your seat wherever you were. Go ahead, tuck your ankles underneath or swing your legs behind you. And then let's start out in a big child's pose to get things going. Sink back. This is probably quite possibly the best place to check in and see how you feel in your hips and your low back. Sometimes it seems like you could just sink into this pose forever, and other days you take your hips back and there's not a lot of room to give, and that's okay too. If your forehead makes it down to the ground, feel free to rock it out a little. Take the tension out of your cheekbones and relax your jaw. Maybe just a few more of those satisfying, freeing exhales, letting go, making space to be here right now on your mat. And when you're ready, lift your chest, swing your hands to one side. It makes no difference which way you go. Just soften and relax down through that side body stretch. You want to stack up your palms, outer palm on top. It's going to give you even more length. And then release. Take it around the other side. Go ahead. Walk until you find the stretch you're looking for. And then again, sink back into it. Hips are still heavy. Tailbone stretching toward the heels. Forehead relaxed. Breathe into all those open spaces through the ribs. 2 and 1. Take it back to center. And then as you sink into this child's pose, one last breath, see if you can widen your knees out. Some space has become available in your hips. Take it even wider. Big toes are still together. Hands reach out in front. And we're going to rock forward and back. If you're really sensitive in your knees and you have a blanket or something close by that you could put down on your mat, you might want to. Otherwise, we'll inhale, come up. As long as you keep shifting your weight forward, the knees really shouldn't take too much of the brunt here. You're going to lift up and then rock forward and go past your kneecaps so that you're on almost the very bottom part of your thigh. Behind me, this is what my feet are doing. They're lifting up like this. My toes are together like I'm going to try to touch my toes to my tailbone. And if you bring your gaze up, tilt your head back and think about the day when the top of your head and your toes touch. Good. And then exhale, press all the way back to child's. Let's rock that 5 times. Here we go. Connect your breath. Inhale, forward, drop the hips through, bring the gaze up. Exhale, press back. Again, deep breath in, making that connection. Always creating space and lengthening on an inhale, compressing, folding, twisting on an exhale, whatever that might be. Back and forth again. Now maybe your breath is quicker or slower, and that's okay. Just keep moving. Couple more times. 4. Good. Once more. Inhale. And exhale all the way back. Sinking as deep into this one as you can. And then on your inhale, you're going to roll up. Keep the knees wide here. My knees are still wide. I'm sitting back on my heels. Big toes are still together. Hands are going to go behind you now. And then you're going to lift. Again, I'll turn to the side just for a moment so you can see. You're going to lift up from here. Drop the head back. Big stretch down the quads. Good. Exhale. Forward to your child's pose. Inhale, roll up. Hands behind, exhale, press and lift. We'll do this 5 times. Feel that stretch start to open up across your heart center. 2, keep going on your own. Rock back, lift up. 3, drop the hips. Belly to the thighs, bow down. 4, rolling that back like a wave. Bring it all the way up. Exhale. Good. Sink into your child's pose. That's 5. Now listen close. Inhale, rock forward. Combine the 2. Tilt the head back. Exhale to child's pose. Inhale, roll up. Sit back on the heels, hands behind. Exhale, press the front of the body. Drop it down, forward on the inhale, through your child's pose. Exhale completely. Rock the weight forward again. Breathe in. Sort of lazy feeling up dog stretch. Press it back. There's a child's pose in between each one. Sit back on the heels. Hands behind, knees wide, lift the heart. And lower down. Good. One more time through. Child's to exhale. Inhale. Press it all the way back. Exhale, sit on the heels, rolling through the spine here. There we go. Heart center lifts, hips come up. And then as you release this one, just sit tall, swing your knees in a little bit. Rest your hands on your thighs, come into stillness, and simply breathe and be aware of what you feel here. Virasana, hero's pose. All right, open up the eyes. Good, we'll take it forward. Hands and knees. Roll through a few cats and cows if those tend to make you feel a little bit more balanced in your spine. And then building into your very first downward facing dog, hips up nice and high. Okay, the sequence that we're going to work with today is going to keep us pretty low, meaning we're not really going to do very many, if any, standing postures. Center of gravity in all of these postures will be relatively low to the ground, which is appropriate when you're working in the lower body, right? Shake things out a little bit more here. If the head, neck, and shoulders need some encouragement, simply nod the head, let it bob forward and back. Yes, shake it out. No. Take a little look under each arm. Good. And then softly, slowly start walking your hands, or pardon me, your feet up to your hands. Yes, it doesn't really matter, but we do want to end up at the top of the mat. So however you can get there, and when you do, you're going to turn your toes out. You might have to go all the way off your mat into the floor, depends on your hips. Heels come in, and let's sink into a deep squat here. So if you're a really open-hipped person, you might be able to just happily drop right in there. I am not naturally open-hipped, and oftentimes I have to rock back and forth. Sometimes I even have to keep my elbows up here and just work on getting my heels to relax first, and then I can find some stillness. So if you need to modify, keep it up. If you're okay down low, pull the navel in, close your eyes, and just think about stacking. Crown of the head over the heart over the tailbone, nice long spine. It's a big posture right off the bat. Malasana. Breathe with me here. All right, so essentially all we're gonna do is go around in a big circle once each way, and that means we'll do the same leg twice in a row. First time slow, second time flow. You'll see what I mean here in a moment. All right. We're down to 2 more breaths in this posture. Good, one more time, inhale. Make sure you use your bandhas here. So think about Mula Bandha, all the muscles below the navel. Uddiyana Bandha, all the muscles behind the navel. Engage. Lift your hips up a little bit. Good. You're going to leave your right foot doing exactly what it's doing. You're going to pick your left foot up and take a nice slow motion swing all the way back into a lunge. And then drop down and find a runner's lunge version that works for you. Onto the back knee probably. Easiest way to start. See how that feels. Staying on your hands, or eventually working your way down 1 forearm, maybe 2. So keep in mind, this is not my first yoga practice of the day. I've already done some yoga today, so this might seem like I kind of got right in there. Your body might react differently, and that's okay. That's why we're going slow the first time around and just feel it all out. As you relax deeper in this pose, you might notice that you can sort of tuck that left hip bone under more and more and twist a little bit. Right hand can come up here on your knee or your thigh. You can do that on your forearm or up here on your hands, either way. And working that outer line down the right side. So IT band deep into your glutes, piriformis stretch here, TFL, all that good stuff on the outside of the leg. 3, 2, and 1. Okay. There's a little bit more than 5 breaths, but you know what I mean. We're going to go slow the first time. Back to your hands. Tuck your back toes. You're going to lift that knee and just pivot all the way around to the left. Readjust your feet so you've got a nice wide leg forward fold stance. And then let's drop in. Maybe reach your hands back a little further through the center, or maybe out in front of you, and let your heart drop there. Just giving it 5 exhales or so. First time we've spent any significant amount of time in an inversion, so allow the benefits of that to settle in. Fresh blood to the brain. Inversions are fantastic for just helping you clear your mind. They're actually quite good for your cognition skills, so your ability to just kind of understand where you're at, spatial awareness, all of that. But also, on a more physical note, they're good for your complexion. Fresh blood to your face, never a bad thing. And they're really good for helping you kind of clear out your nasal passages. Even though sometimes it's uncomfortable to be upside down when you're a little stuffed up, eventually you will start to feel some openness make its way in. Overall, inversions are oftentimes prescribed just for good immunity as well. It's good for your immune system to get upside down every now and again. 2 and 1. All right, let's come up. Now we're going to walk this around to the back. So you're going to keep walking around, and when you get there, you're going to drop down into a nice low lunge and just hold. All right, I'm going to turn back to the front just so that I'm not away from you guys the whole time. But so once you're at the back, there you go, you're on that left side now, and you're going to drop to the back knee, but this one's different. We're not in here like we were before. We're going to stay on top, squeezing the lower left side of your belly into your left thigh and just leaning a little bit into this lunge forward. Good. Fingertips are on the mat. And that's your first 5 breaths there. Chin pulls slightly into the chest, navel pulls back to the spine. Just a deep stretch version of Anjaneyasana. 2 and 1. Then tuck your back toes and lift your back knee up. You're going to rock your hips up high and just press back into your heels. Pyramid stretch. Maybe your front toes lift up for a moment, maybe not. Sometimes that's a little too much right away. Keep breathing. 3, 2, 1. Sink back into your lunge. Inhale to your fingertips. Now rock it 5 times. Exhale back. I said we're going to keep the movements pretty simple today. Inhale, chest up. Exhale, press back. My whole lower left side of my belly has yet to leave my left thigh. I'm keeping them connected all the way through. Good. Press up and back. 4. 1 more. And 5. From that hamstring stretch, take a look forward and then just step your feet together. So you're facing the back of your mat right now, away from me, right? Good. Shake it out there. 2 feet side by side. We'll take a half sun salutation since the sun did come out and shine, and that means there's just no vinyasa. So it's just the first part. Trust yourself. I know you can't see me, but just inhale all the way up to stand. We will come up to our feet ever so briefly, just for 1 inhale. Exhale, dive right back down. Half lift and lengthen. Fold and hold. Now work your feet apart. You're still facing the back of your mat. Good. Toes all the way out to the edge, turn them out, sink back in. You're back in that deep squat. Hips drop low, Malasana. Posture looks a little bit like the shape of a frog, right? Breathe. Low belly muscles pull up and in. Little rocking from side to side is okay. Big toe to pinky toe push through both feet. And breathe with me here. 3, 2, and 1. Hands down. All right. So remember, we're doing the same foot twice, and now we're going to flow. So swing your left foot back. I'll turn around so I don't confuse anybody. And drop into your deepest version of runner's lunge for a moment. That might mean you just take a bow down. Inhale, lift back up, lift your right hand. We're going to add in just a little bit of a twist here. And now this is when you can let your right knee just bow out to the side a little bit, get that deeper stretch, or maybe you put your right hand on your knee or your thigh and just gently push away and then release. Hands to the mat, come off your back knee, pivot around. Walking all the way to that right edge of your mat now, going in a circle. Exhale, fold. 1 big breath in. A little bit deeper stretch. Grab your ankles, give them a squeeze, whatever you want to do in Prasarita. Inhale back around to the front. Now we're facing back to the front and we sink deep into that left side again. Good. Belly and the thigh are going to stay connected as best as possible. Lift your chin a little bit. Heart opener stretch, hands stay on the ground. Exhale, press back. Again, inhale, drop in low. Exhale, press back. Here's 3. 4. Make it a breathing exercise. Full inhale, exhale, every last drop out. One more time. Deep into the lunge. Hips go high. Hold that last pyramid stretch right there. Take a look forward, step your feet together at the top of the mat. Exhale. Hold the breath out. Reverse and rise. Bring it back up. I'm going to let you guys just stretch up to the top there. I'm going to make one adjustment here so I can see what time we're working with. Good. Exhale all the way back down. Half lift. Walk those feet out, or you can hop to a squat, however you want to get there. Sink in a little bit lower. Okay, now we know where we're going, right? Around in a circle the other way. 5 breaths for each pose the first time. 1 breath the second time. So here's 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hands down, hips up, right foot swings way back. Drop deep and breathe. Stay on the palms or get onto the forearm if that feels good. There's a little rotation if you want it to the left this first time. You don't have to make a big twist, just hold the stretch. Three, 2, 1. Press up. Come off the back knee. Pivot to the right side first. Walk it around. Make any version here. Hands forward, hands back, hands at your heels. Maybe hands bind and you stretch your shoulders. If you're really feeling inspired, you want to get upside down, do some headstand work. Or you want to take your feet out a little wider and work on your center splits. Samakonasana. Options galore. You do what's right for you. And we'll call that 3, 4, and 5. All right, we're walking around to the back. So go away from the front, go away from me, and sink in. When you get to the back, bring your right foot into the center of your mat. So it's a different kind of lunge, remember? Okay, holding there. I'm going to turn back around to the front just so that I'm not having to speak away from the camera. On the fingertips of this low lunge, and then lift up, rock back, flex your toes. Sink back in. Inhale. Lift your chest. Breathe. Exhale. Press back and flex. There's 2. Each breath cycle, there's a movement forward and back. 3, 4. 1 more of each. Good. All right, I'm spinning back around here. And then step forward. You're at the back of the mat for your forward fold. Reverse and rise all the way up. Add a little baby back bend at the top. Exhale, dive. Right back down, forward fold. Half lift. Wiggle the feet out or just jump right into your squat. Lower your hips. Now we flow. Hands at heart center. 1 big breath in your squat here. Lift the crown of your head up. Put your hands down. Right foot swings back. Drop your hips. Lift your left hand. Add a little twist open to the left side. Maybe you roll the inner arch of your left foot up a tad. Good. Feel that on the outside rotators, talking about your booty. Come off your back foot, rotate around, walk it to the side. Here we go. Wide leg fold. 1 breath in and exhale. We're upside down again. Stay on your fingertips and inhale. Walk it around to the front. Here's that right thigh again. Stays connected to the belly as you tap the back knee. Inhale, press up, flex the toes. Exhale, sink in. 2. Exhale, press back. 3. Just back and forth from lunge to hamstrings. 4. One more. And 5, look forward, step your weight into your front foot, back foot comes up. Exhale, fold. Good, reverse and rise all the way up if you want, or if you'd rather just hang out upside down for another breath, that's fine. If you're going to your feet, you'll inhale to a back bend, and exhale, come right back down. Gaze forward. Lengthen, good. Wiggle walk or jump to a squat. Let's do it one more time. I think we can fit it in here. All right, so we'll do about a 50-minute class today. This time we're just gonna flow around in a circle, one time for each movement. Okay, hands down, left leg goes back. Inhale, right arm reaches up. Little bit of a twist. Exhale, release, takes you around to the side, pivot. Right to your breath in, long flat spine. Exhale, fold. Walk it around to the back. Deep, low lunge, sink in. Now this time, if you want to make a high lunge inhale, you can hover your knee, bring your arms all the way up. Exhale, hands down. Press back, maybe flex those front toes. Just 3 times instead of 5. Inhale up. Exhale down. Press it back. Once more. Flow steady through the core. Use your bandhas to rise. Exhale. Take it down. Press back and fold. Listen close. Shift your weight forward. Feet meet in the forward fold and you just exhale one breath. Pick up your left foot. Swing it back. Open your right foot out to the side a little bit and drop your hips down. Right arm comes up on the inhale. There's that same twist again. Exhale, release. Move it around the left edge of the, or right edge of the mat, pardon me. Lengthen and fold. You know where you're going. You're just going in a circle, right? Around to the front. Sink deep. 3 times again. Making it bigger if you're feeling it. If you don't want to use your hands, maybe you just want to sweep out over that thigh. Right? Inhale up. You can always do that sort of sweeping, scooping motion. There it is. Last one. Take this to down dog this time. Exhale completely. Just a little reset. Now, if you did want to get one vinyasa in today, you could put it in right here. High plank, lower through chaturanga, up dog or cobra, and back to downward facing dog. Belly stays tucked in tight. Look forward, step, walk, or hop to a squat. Yay, a little bit different entrance, hands to your heart. We'll take it around one more time. Full breath in, hands down, right foot steps back. As you exhale, the hips lower, inhale the left arm up. Big twist. And release. Walk it around to the right and lengthen. Take a big forward fold. Do whatever you want with your upper body. Hands to the mat, walk it around to the back. 3 lunges. 3 hamstring stretches. Trust your body and move with your instincts here. 2. Once more. And 1. As the hands come down, you just look forward, step up, switch feet. Right foot back, wiggle the left one out to the side a tad. Drop into that lower runner's lunge and add a bit of a twist to it here. Left arm comes up. Release, walk it around. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, fold. This should be the deepest wide leg Prasarita fold of the practice. Beautiful. Take it around to the front. Sinking in. Classic lunge position on the right side. As you come up, get creative with your arms. Sweeping or stretching up and down. Good. Parsvuttanasana variation, Anjane variation, whatever you're doing, make sure it connects to your breath in a way that feels good. Last one. This time hands come down. You take it to downward facing dog. You drop to your knees and you go back to where the whole thing started. Child's pose for an exhale. And roll it up. Sit back on your heels. Put your hands behind you, and one more time. Lift your heart, lift your butt. Drop your head back, get your hips up in the air. Stretch right down the fronts of the legs. 3, 2, and 1. Lower to a seat, swing those knees in. Hands just resting, palms down or palms up on your thighs. Close your eyes. Slow everything all the way back down. Just coming into about a minute of seated meditation here. Don't overthink it. Just be with your breath for a moment. Three more breaths here. Scoot up just a little bit for the end here. All right, and then when you are finished, open up your eyes, come around to meet me right here. Hello, hi. Oh, you're welcome, Fran, by the way. I can't read the screen when I'm that far back, so if you comment to me sometimes and I don't say anything, I apologize. I just have bad eyesight. All right, into a seated cross-legged pose. All we're going to do to finish things up here is just walk the hands out. Take a moment to let your head drop. Really notice now the difference of space in the low back. So without doing any particular low back stretches, like we didn't hold any big low back thing, it was all the work of the hamstrings and the hips opening up that gave us the space in the low back. And that's what you can feel here. It probably feels pretty good to ease into that. That little sequence is super duper simple, like I said, and I originally learned it when I took a special workshop for maternity postures and maternity flows, and that was one that they recommended. Like, whether or not you're expecting a child, this is a fantastic flow to help you open up your hips and open up your low back, and obviously those things are all, you know, much needed for childbirth, but they're much needed for all of us all the time. I don't know anybody that doesn't wish that they felt a little bit better in their hips and their low back usually. Switch, put your other foot in front, come right back in there just one more time. Nice, easy fold. And then we don't really want to do much to compress the spine or put any more weight back in our low back. So we want to hold on to these sensations and just relax onto our back and go right into Shavasana. So after your next exhale here, that's all you have to do. Nothing left except rolling down onto your back. I'm going to turn sideways, but you can just roll right on down. Oh. Perhaps the knees just need one little squeeze and a gentle rock. But honestly, do yourself a favor and just keep it real simple, and then that's it. stretch your legs out, or if you want to put the bottoms of your feet together and let your knees fall open, there's plenty of space in your low back to do that, so go right ahead. And here you are in Shavasana, resting, relaxing, no need to control your breath in any way. Just let it flow nice and easy, natural rhythm in and out. Okay, I encourage you, as always, to please stay right where you're at. If you have the extra few moments, take them. You will not regret it. If you do need to be on your way, at least rest for another moment or two, and then when you're ready, wake up your body. Take a moment to take a bow to yourself. Again, you do this at your own pace, at your own time. I'll take a bow to you now and just tell you that I'm happy that you're here. I'm happy and grateful to have you guys to practice with. Please be happy and grateful for your bodies, your minds, and take good care of them. I'll see you on Wednesday. Namaste. Bye, everybody.